So, you saw the thumbnail, you clicked on the video thinking maybe this might be another review for the Victrix Pro BFG. No, this isn't a tech review. I've seen a lot of videos on the Victrix controller explaining all the cool functions it has. There's only so many times that I could watch these videos and hear about how the analog stick and the D-pad can be switched back and forth over and over again. What I haven't seen are videos that actually show how you can benefit with the Victrix Pro controller. So that's what I'm going to delve into with this video. I'm going to physically show you how you can benefit with a Pro controller, how you can use these controllers in a fighting game, and specifically for Street Fighter 6. So if you enjoyed the video or you found this video helpful in any way, be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you want to support the channel. Now let's begin. First and foremost, I'm going to tell you something that a lot of the more experienced professional fighting game players won't tell you. If you don't have the reaction time, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to beat a lot of people, and you're going to struggle ranking up. So hopefully these strategies that I'm going to show you help out with that. What you're seeing here is the control scheme for motor controls from the options menu. Now this is the menu screen from the Street Fighter 6 beta. Now if you didn't get a code to the beta, once you have the game at release, I highly suggest getting into this options menu and playing with this a little bit. And if you do have access and you do have a Pro controller, then I think it's important that you get in here and you start testing out that Pro controller on this options menu. I'm going to discuss 3 different topics, and the first one I'm going to discuss is the modern controls. I don't think I would be doing the video justice if I didn't explain modern controls. I've heard a lot of opinions about it. There's some people that think modern controls are broken. Other people think that it's overpowered. The answer is, it's neither. What modern controls does is it levels the playing field. It gives beginners and casuals a chance to win. It gives them the ability to compete with the other skilled fighting game players who are more accustomed to the classic control scheme. However, modern controls only benefits the player if that person understands its full capabilities. Okay? So, there are 2 advantages that modern controls has over classic controls. Number 1, an easy anti-air. And number 2, auto assist combos. Modern controls has an extremely easy anti-air. It's forward special move, 2 button inputs, forward on the directional pad and triangle for the special move. So if you're playing as either Ken or Ryu, forward special move, forward triangle, that gets you the dragon punch. And not only is it a good anti-air, it's the most powerful version of that anti-air. Now, when it comes to the auto assist combos, I think it's important that anyone who's using modern controls understands how to use them and understands what happens when you do. Now, believe it or not, I've seen players use modern controls and not utilize the auto assist combos. The command list in training mode doesn't really explain it very well. You might think you have to press buttons simultaneously in order to get it to work, but that's not the case. What you're supposed to do is hold down the assist button, and while you're holding that button down, you're going to press the corresponding attack button for it. So you're holding R2 and you're going to repeatedly press either the light attack, medium attack, or heavy attack. The control scheme in the options menu has a test settings function where you can verify your inputs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold down R2, which is the assist button, and I'm going to repeatedly press the square button, which represents the light attack. This is going to trigger your basic auto combo. You might have heard a term that pro fighting game players use called tournament combos. Essentially what that means is that it's a combo that you can do instinctively. You don't really have to think to pull it off, you just know it by heart. So if you're playing Street Fighter 6 and you get an opening, like for instance, if you counter a drive impact with drive impact, your auto combos can be your tournament combos. Once you put in the inputs, the combo will be automated for you, which makes it much easier for beginners and casual players. For these demonstrations, I'm going to use the character Jamie because Jamie was the character that I played with during both of the betas, and I'm going to show you what all 3 auto combos look for him. This is what Jamie's light attack auto assist combo looks like. Now I'm going to use the medium attack auto combo, which is interesting because there's some things that you really need to pay attention to here. What makes this auto combo a little bit different is that it burns a little bit of your drive gauge. which is understandable because if you're going to do a more powerful auto combo, there needs to be a trade-off there. So one thing to keep in mind when you're using this medium attack auto combo is not to spam it, because every time that you light up yellow, your drive gauge is going to get reduced. In addition to that, the medium attack auto combo has another function to it. If you initiate this auto combo and you have a level 2 super available, this auto combo is going to burn that level 2 super. So this is Jamie's medium auto combo with no level 2 available. And this is what it looks like when his level 2 is available when you trigger that medium auto combo. And when you use the heavy auto combo, it works just the same. It burns drive gauge, but with the heavy auto combo, you're triggering your level 3 super if it's available. And this is what it looks like for Jamie. Now for all of the other characters, the auto combos should work the same way. The moves will be specific for the characters, but the concept should still be there. Moving on from modern controls, I want to discuss the second topic of this video, which is the directional pad on the controller. You may have been wondering this, you may have heard this before, but the DualSense controller is not appropriate for fighting games. This is the issue that's causing a lot of misinputs. I have the test settings from the options menu pulled back up here, just so I can demonstrate what it's like using the directional pad on the DualSense controller compared to the Victrix Pro BFG. And as you see here, I'm trying to input the command for a dragon punch, which is forward, down, down, forward, I believe. Now, while I'm using this D-pad, I know that I'm pressing the down button, but it's having a hard time registering. I think it's because of how the DualSense was built. For this specific purpose, for fighting games, it's just not that good. So let's put the DualSense aside and bring out the big boy. When I first saw all of the D-pad modules for the Victrix Pro, I knew exactly which one I wanted to use. And it was this one right here, because it's mostly smooth, but it has these somewhat sharp edges to it. It's also raised up off the controller a little bit. But as you can see here, when using the Victrix, I can input my Dragon Punch command a lot easier. The down button on the D-pad is registering, which is going to minimize your missed inputs when you're in an actual live match. Alright, now for the final topic of the video, which of course is the mappable buttons on the Victrix Pro. Now compared to the DualSense Edge, which only has 2 back buttons, the Victrix Pro has 4 back buttons, which can be very useful for Street Fighter 6. Now for the people who haven't played SF6 or don't understand how the mechanics work, this is the 6-button layout for classic controls. You got your light punch, your medium punch, your heavy punch, light kick, medium kick, and heavy kick. Both your light punch and your light kick does your throw, both the medium punch and medium kick does your drive rush, and both the heavy punch and heavy kick does your drive impact. All 6 of these buttons are represented on the fight pad on the Victrix Pro. The Victrix Pro has 2 back buttons on the left side of the controller and on the right side of the controller. But here's an idea. Are you having trouble reacting to drive impact? Check this out. I currently have the top left back button mapped to heavy punch, and I have the bottom left back button mapped to heavy kick. You see where I'm going with this? So you're in a match, and out of nowhere your opponent does drive impact. With drive impact now mapped to the back buttons on my right hand, you can better counter with a drive impact. Here's what I'm talking about. You run into a drive impact that may surprise you? Use that jolt from the surprise to counter with your own drive impact with your back buttons. Interesting, right? The same procedure can be done with your tech throws. So this is what sets the Victrix Pro apart from the DualSense Edge controller. 4 buttons on the back instead of 2. And since Street Fighter 6 has actions that require 2 button inputs, the Victrix Pro can allow you to pull those actions off with just one hand. Something to think about when you're considering your next Pro controller. This is not a marketing plug for the Victrix Pro controller. I'm just saying, give yourself an advantage. When you get into Street Fighter 6 and you start playing against these hitbox players and the type of mechanics that they can use with that device, if you're not using a Pro controller of some sort, I don't know what you're doing. Now that's going to do it for this video, but I do want to leave you off with just one final tip, which I think is some really good advice for beginners. If you're getting hit with a combo, whether it's a basic combo or a long string combo, always hold block. It doesn't matter how good you think the other player is, always hold the back button. Why? Because there's always a possibility that that player will drop the combo. Appreciate you for watching the video. Until next time, people.